system, then how to make the Windows Server as a domain controller, and how to add the clients to the domain. So we have two types of operating systems already we know. What are the different types of operating systems in Windows? We have client OS and server OS. So what is client, what is server? For example, so Windows, it is a graphical user interface. We have two types of operating systems, client OS, server OS. So client operating systems, generally we are using Windows 10, 8 or 7. Previous also a number of versions are XP, Windows Me, Windows Vista, like that. Server operating systems are latest version is 2019. So 2016, 2000 year, these are the versions of Windows servers. So what is server, what is client? Server provide resources to clients. Clients access the resources from server. So we are going to internet, we are downloading the songs, movies, documents, all tickets, whatever it may be. So you are downloading from the server. And you are using the mobiles, you are downloading the apps. Different apps you are downloading. From where you are downloading? You are downloading the from servers. So those servers are called FTP servers. Like we have different kinds of servers, file server, print server, domain server, DNS server, DHCP server, web server, application server, database server. Like we are going to, as a Windows administrator, we are going to configure the Windows Server operating system as a server roles. So now we are going to see how to install Windows Server operating system. See, whenever you install any operating system, by default it cannot become it as itself as a server. So you have to make it that operating system as a server operating system. Now, so installation of operating systems, everybody know the requirement to install a OS is hardware. So for example, if you want to install Windows 10, first what you need a hardware. You have to go to the market, you have to buy the laptop or desktop, then you have to take the CD or DVD of your Windows 10 or Windows 8. You can put into the DVD, the installation process will start. So that is the procedure to install the operating system. But nowadays, we are in the virtualization technology. No need to disturb your laptop. So I have already Windows OS is there in my laptop. Again, I want to install another operating system. So in earlier days, what we have to did, we have to remove this Windows, and out of 500 GB, I can create 200 GB, 200 GB partitions. Then I can install multiple operating systems. So I am disturbing my hard disk. But nowadays, don't disturb your hard disk. Don't disturb your existing Windows OS, because we are having a technology is called virtualization. So virtualization technology, it transforms the hardware into software. So I am not disturbing my Windows, but I want to install now Windows Server. So if I want to install Windows Server, I have to remove this, then I can install. Again, I have to remove this, I can create two partition. One partition I can install Windows 8, another partition I can install Windows Server. But at a time you can work with one system only. But nowadays, we have a virtualization technology. I am not disturbing this my host OS. So I installed a software is called VMware Workstation. So VMware Workstation. See, this is the software, virtualization software. See, left side window, you can see the number of virtual machines already I created. Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7, Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6, 7 PM batch, 6 PM batch, Red Hat Basics operating system. So Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2019, Windows 7. See how many operating systems I installed. See here. But in physical environment, if you want to install this much of operating systems, you have to buy the PCs. You have to buy the computers individually. But we are in the virtualization technology. No need to investment to single rupee. So by taking the by taking the help of virtualization software, you can install number of virtual machines depending upon capacity of your physical RAM. That much of machines you can open. For example, 2 GB RAM is required for Windows Server or Windows clients. So if my laptop having 16 GB RAM, I can power on at a time 8 machines. So depending upon your hardware capacity, that much of machines we can install, we can create, and we can install the OS. Now we are going to install the Windows Server operating system versions 2016. So to install a OS, we need a hardware. I am creating a machine now. That is nothing but a virtual machine. So click on File, New Virtual Machine. So select the option Typical. So here installer disk image file, but don't select above the two options. So select I will install the operating system later, because I need to select the versions. I need to select which operating system I am going to install. That is the reason. Select I will install the operating system later. Click next. Now here we have different types of guest operating systems. Microsoft Windows you can install, Linux you can install, Novel NetWare you can install, Solaris operating system, VMware Server you can install. If there is any other operating systems also you can install which is supported by this VMware. So which operating system now we are going to install? Microsoft Windows. In Windows, which version? We have client OS is there, server OS is there, and client OS Windows 8 7. Now we are going to install the server OS Windows Server 2016. So click next. So if you want to give the machine name, you can give, otherwise leave it. Click next. So 60 GB space it is occupying. So that much of space is not required for practice. Just to select 30 GB space. Store virtual disk as a single file means this 30 GB of the space it is used by your hard disk. It will create one a disk file. So that is the reason. Store virtual disk as a single file. Click next. Finish. Now see left side, machine is created. Now I bought a machine by spending of the money 26,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees, but without a single NP, I created one machine. So top of this, I am going to install the Windows Server. So you need software now. Right click on the virtual machine. Click on settings. So this is the hardware. Memory 2 GB is taken. Processor 1 processor. Hard disk 30 GB, CD drive is there, NIC card is there, USB controllers are there, sound card is there. See, when you buy a PC, this is the hardware you are getting in physical environment also, but this is virtual hardware. Now select CD or DVD. Now select CD or DVD. Select the ISO image file. Nowadays we are having ISO image files. So select use ISO image file. Click on browse. Now where you copied image file, I copied into my computer, E drive, softwares. So I am having this much of ISO, CentOS, ESXi servers, OpenFiler, Red Hat 7, Red Hat 6, Red Hat 8, and Solaris, VMware, Windows 8, Windows Server 2012. So Windows Server 2016. So select this one, Windows Server 2016. So which OS, which version you are going to install, you have to select that version only. So we selected version server 2016. So I selected server 2016. Click on open. Click on OK. So now machine is ready. Software is ready. Just power on this virtual machine. Now the installation process will start. See who is going to be learn Microsoft Azure, cloud computing, and who is looking for the jobs, Windows administrator freshers or junior administrators or senior administrators. For everybody this course is very useful. So server installation is started. See, by default, if you install the server, it not becomes as a server. As a Windows administrator, you have to make this Windows server as a server roles. You have to provide. You have to configure domain controllers, DNS servers, everything we are going to configure. So by default, each and every system in Windows, if it is server OS or client OS, they are in work group only. So what is work group environment? What is domain environment? What are the local users? What are the domain users? We are going to discuss. See, VMware Workstation is a software you can install multiple operating system on a single physical computer. So Windows Server 2016 language you have to install United States, time and format United States only I am giving, keyboard language is US English. Click next, click on install now. See, by default the hard disk will support 4 primary partitions. Windows supports 4 primary, and also Windows supports 1 primary, 1 extended, 2 primary, 1 extended, 3 primary, 1 extended, like different layouts it will support. So now we are going to create a primary partition to install the Windows Server OS. So after installation of the OS, how to create the partitions also I will show you. Setup is starting. So see here, Windows Server 2016 standard evaluation 64-bit. So Windows Server 2016 standard evaluation desktop experience. See, first one, if you select your Windows operating system install in command prompt, this is the first time. So command prompt means you can get the PowerShell. So always we are going to use the desktop experience. That is also next classes I will show you. If you install in command prompt, how to get into desktop experience. Next one, Windows Server 2016 data center evaluation 64-bit. Windows Server 2016 data center evaluation desktop experience. So what is the standard? What is the data centers? We are going to discuss in next classes. So we have different types of editions depending upon your capacity of the company. So some data center servers we are going to install, some standard versions we are going to install. So I am selecting standard version only. Standard evaluation desktop experience. Click next. So accept the license agreement. Click next. So here two options came. Which type of installation do you want? Upgrade, install Windows and keep file settings and applications. So whenever you want to upgrade your versions, so you can select the option upgrade. But first time we are going to install the Windows operating system server. So select custom install. Select custom in the Windows install only. So here see the drive we selected 30 GB of the space. Now I am going to create a 20 GB partition, 25 GB. Rest of the 5 GB, I will show you after installation how to create new partitions. Interview they will ask. I install Windows OS, I have a lot of space is there. How to create the new partitions? Then we are going to see. Now I am going to create a new partition. click on new. So I am giving 25 GB, 25,000 MB. Click on apply. Okay. Creating the partition. Now partitions created. One is recovery partition created. One is system bootable partition created. System reserved MBR master boot record partition created. Now unallocated space is 5.6 GB. This is we are going to use after installation of Windows. Now click next. See, first primary partition it is created. Click next. Now the installation process is started. So it will take 15 to 20 minutes time to install and reboot. After rebooting, you can give the password, then you can log into your Windows Server operating system. Now already I installed one OS. It is ready to use. So I am powering on this machine. See, second machine I am powering on. Power on this virtual machine. So at a time we can run multiple operating systems. So if you want to power on the Linux also, you can power on Linux, you can work. So that is depending upon your hardware physical memory capacity. I have 8 GB RAM, I can power on 4 machines. If you have 16 GB RAM, you can power on 8 machines. Now this is already installed. So once you install Windows Server, already I told you it is not by default becomes as a server. So by default it is in workgroup environment only. So you have to change the host name and IP address. First you have to do, once you install, you have to give the one computer name to your operating system and you have to give an IP address to your operating system. First point in Windows, we have to give the host name and IP address. So if it is Linux, once you start the networking classes, then we are going to set up the networking. First 20 days, there is no network concepts in Linux. But Windows, first day onwards, we are going to configure one server, one client, the topics will start. So now log into the server, control alt insert key here, login screen will come. Give the administrator password, this password. So just we are installing one Windows Server 2016. After installation, it will ask the password, set the password. So already given the password, give the password which you given, log into the server. Now like this, you can get the window. Here you click on start button. So like this, you can have Windows accessories, Windows administration tools like calculator, Internet Explorer, notepads, Paint, like this remote desktop connections. So then Windows administration tools, component services, computer management, deep drive, disk cleanup, event viewer. Like we have different options here. Here, dashboard, server manager, Windows PowerShell, Windows PowerShell, administrative tools, remote desk. Like this here also you can see. Now, what we are going to do, I want to put some icons on this, like desktop experience. So right click, my computer icon, network icon. I want to make it shortcut here. Click on personalize. So select themes here. Click on desktop icon settings. So select computer, which icons you want to get on the desktop, computer, network, control panel. So click on apply, click on OK, click on close. Now you can see this PC, network, control panel came into the desktop. So generally you can also use server manager. So it is the main feature. This is the dashboard like server manager. We are going to configure the server environment. Now how to change the host name and IP address. Now see here, the process is going on. Up to stop this process, don't click anyone. See here, process is going on. So it will refresh the server manager window. Then we are going to change the host name and IP address. So they will ask the question, how do you know whether the system is a workgroup system or domain system? So for that we have the commands are there, and we have the graphical mode also there. Both I will show you. చెప్పండి సార్ అవుతున్నాడు సార్ మూడింటికి ఇస్తాను సార్, మీకు లింక్ పెడతాను చూడండి. సరే సరే సార్, సార్ చేసి పెడతాను అయితే. అలాగే సార్, ఓకే సార్. నేను మధ్యాహ్నానికి పంపిస్తాను సార్. ఓకే సార్, ఓకే. సో నౌ left side select local server. So here see computer name, by default it is given some name, so I have to change this name. The Windows firewall, if you want to on or off, here you can do. Remote management by default is enabled, remote desktop is disabled, NIC teaming is disabled, Ethernet IPv address assigned by DHCP. So by default, see, this computer is a work group. So already I told you, by default when you install server OS or client OS, by default they are in work group only. Now you cannot call as this is a server management. So not yet started the server management. Just it is in work group only. Now you can go to the command, go to the command prompt. You can run the command. Net accounts, it is a server OS. So computer load, this is a server OS. These are the passwords. So once you configure here, so domain environment, primary domain server, secondary domain server. So it will come like this. I will show you after that. So now what I have to do, I want to change the computer name. So click on computer name. Now click on change. Here I am giving the name Win Server 1. Win Server 1. See, here domain is there. So not at we are not enter into the domain environment so far. Now just now I install Windows Server 2016. I am changing the computer name first. So Win Server 1. Click on OK. So you must restart the computer to apply the changes. OK. Click on close. Restart later because I want to change IP address also. Click on OK. So Ethernet 0. This is the interface card name, NS interface card name. Click on IPC. By default, the IP address protocol is DHCP, but always assign the static IP addresses for servers. So click on IPv address assigned by DHCP. Click on this. So Ethernet 0, right click. Click on properties. See here, TCP IPv version 4. So transmission control protocol, internet protocol version 4, we are using 32-bit IP addressing system. Double click on this. So by default option is obtain an IP address automatically. See, sometimes interview they will ask the question, what is the default protocol of IP address? The default protocol IP address is automatically DHCP, but always assign the static IP addresses for servers. Server IP address cannot be changed. So select use the following IP address. Now give the IP address. I am giving 192 dot C class IP address. I am giving 192.168.0.1 C class private range. So default gateway is not there. If you want to give the default gateway of this IP address only, you can give 192.168.0.1. So preferred DNS I am giving because this system I am going to configure as a domain controller. So not at DNS server is not at there, but we are going to configure. So before going to that, I am applying preferred DNS server is 192.168.0.1. So server IP address 1, gateway is also 1, preferred DNS server also same IP address. Click on OK. Click on OK. Now to apply the new changes, you have to restart the server. So click on start button here. So here power button is there. Click on power button. Click on restart. Continue. Now first step you have to do when you install a server operating system, change the computer name, give the IP address, then restart the system. Now it is in work group only, but I given one computer name, identification name, I given one IP address, then I restarted. Now it is restarting. Now we have a computer name and we have a IP address. Now we can connect our system into the network, but it is in work group only. That role is work group only, not yet become as a domain controller. Now we are going to see first how to create the new partition, and then how to create the local users and the local groups. Then we are going to discuss about domain environment and how to give the local security policies. So in work group environment, local users, local groups, local security policy. Once you configure this server as a domain controller, all are will be changed. Domain users, domain groups, and the domain control policy, domain policies, organization unity policies, like everything will come under control of domain environment. Now log into the server. Now Windows, give the password. Now you can check the computer name whether it is changed or not. So you can also check from here also. Right click on this PC, click on properties. Here also it will show the computer name, or else we can go to the server manager. There also you can check. So here computer name Win Server 1, full computer name also Win Server 1. So computer description work group. So it is still in work group only. So if you want to change settings, you can go and change the computer name. Already we changed. So IP address already assigned. Here network icon came. Now go to start button. See, if server manager automatically not start, here you can come, you can click the server manager will start. Now creating a new partition in Linux, sorry, Windows. So right click on the PC, click on manage, or else you can go start computer management. So both ways you can go. Here you can click on this. Here Windows administration tools. Here you can click on computer management. There also you can get the same window. Or else go to server manager, click on tools. See, three ways we can have. I am minimizing this. Right click, click on manage. Click on tools. So here click on computer management. It is running, it's going on. So here left side panel, so last one, disk management. So click on disk management. It show you how many disks are connected to your server, how many partitions already created, what is the logical device name of disk, hard disk in Windows. So the logical device name of hard disk in Windows is disk 0. This is the disk name. If you insert another disk 1, disk 2, so those are the logical device names. Now at the time of installation, we given these partitions, automatically it created C partition we created. Now this is unallocated space. Now I am going to create the new partition here. So right click on the unallocated space, click on new simple volume, click next. So simple volume, how much size I want to give, so total size I am taking, click next. Automatically it will assign the drive letter, click next. So what is the Windows operating system file system, say type NTFS. NTFS means new technology file system. Old versions of Windows is FAT file system, file allocation table. But when they introduced the server operating system in 1997, NT 4.0 they released. From that server onwards, they introduced the file system NTFS. So click next. So anybody ask you the question, what is the file system of Windows? NTFS. What is NTFS? New technology file system. Click next. Click on finish. So formatted. Now I can store my data in this drive. So like this, whenever you install Windows operating system, how to create new partitions, if they will ask the question, go to my computer, click on manage, or else go to server manager, click on tools, go to computer management, select the disk management, right click on the unallocated space, click on create new simple volume, then select the size, then select the file system NTFS, and click on next format. Now E drive is created. I can store my data here. How to see the Windows logs? They will ask the question. Same computer management. Here event viewer is there. Expand the event viewer. Here Windows logs. Expand Windows logs. Here application logs are there. So they will ask the question, how do you know whether the server is getting errors? How do you understand the errors? How do you rectify the errors? So what is error? How do you know? You have to check the logs. Go to Windows logs, check the application log, check the security logs, system logs. Like we have different kinds of logs are there. So here you can understand while booting the server, which errors are coming. We are going to troubleshoot that errors. System logs. So which logs you want to see, you can select that logs, custom views. Then when you once you configure domain environment, Windows domain logs will also come. Then how to create the local users? So here only, see here, there is a option expand local users and groups. Expand this. So users, see by default users are administrator, default account, guest account. These are the default users in Windows Server. Once you install the operating system, by default these users came. Now I want to create a user account now. So how to create users? Right click on the user folder, click on new user. So username Bharat, full name or description if you want to give, you can give the password Bharat, whatever password you want to give, you can assign the password. So user must change password at next login. So if you want to change the password to user first time login, you can select this one. Otherwise, you can uncheck. User cannot change password and password never expires. So whatever it may be, depending upon the company policies, we are going to say, select the password policies. So click on create. So the following error occurred while attempting creating the user account. The password does not meet the password policy. So there is a password policy is there. For example, I am giving Windows @123. So one capital letter, one special character, numerical character. Windows @123. Click on create. So account is created. Now this is the user account. Where is Bharat? See, Bharat is the user account. Now I want to create the group. Click on groups. These are the default groups. Managers of this group. So like different default groups will come. Now I want to create a group account. Right click, new group, group name, AWS group. So there is no members in the group. So you can add the members into group, you can add here. Otherwise, after creating the group also you can add. Now if you add, click on add. So here you can write down which user Bharat I want to add. Adding the user into group. So check the names. Bharat is there or not. So Bharat is there. Click on OK. Click on create. Now close. Now to users folder. Right click in the Bharat. I want to see Bharat is a member of this group or not. Just now I added. So Bharat, member of. See, member of AWS group also. Remember one point, by default, without a primary group, the user cannot be created. But we created a user, but we are not given primary group. Automatically system assigned one group, users group. Remember this point. Interview they will ask the question. When you create a user account in Windows, we are not assigning any primary group. Which primary group it will take? Users group. If you create any user, by default they are belongs to users group. If we want to add the user into different groups, now we added. So from group also we added, from here also you can add. So select member of, add. So which group you want to add, you can select. Already I given AWS group. For example, from here also you can add AWS group. So from group also you can add the users. From user account also you can add the groups. So these are the creating local users, local groups, adding the user into group, and how to check the log files, Windows logs. Okay. And how to create the new partitions. These all are in workgroup environment only. We are not yet enter into the domain environment. So once you configure domain environment, whatever the users you created, whatever the groups you created, so everything will transferred as a domain users. All the users which are located so far, they are all automatically converted as the domain users. Now you can check the local security policy. We are going to check now. So now go to server manager, click on tools. Here you can see local security policy. Means only apply for this work group server only. Locally who logged into the server, these policies will apply. So these are the policies, account policies. So here do we have a password policy is there. Enforce password history, 0 passwords remembered, maximum password age. So every 42 days you must change the password. Minimum password is 0 days. By default, first day only you can change your password. If I set 10 days here, up to 10 days you cannot change your password. Minimum password length 0 characters. So password must meet complexity requirements. So earlierly when I created a user account, I given just a small password, but it is given the message password not meet the requirements. Password complexity requirement, one capital letter, one special character, one numerical character. But if you want to disable it without password also, you can create the user account. So if you want disable, right click, properties, you can make it disable. Now you can create the user account with a minimal password, or you can create the user account without password. Now I am disabling, I am applying the policy, click on OK. Now you can create the user account without any password complexity. Account lockout policy. Account lock duration not there. Account lockout threshold 0 invalid login attempts. For example, if you give the wrong password, I am giving 3 invalid attempts. Apply. OK. Now OK. See, account lockout duration 30 minutes I given. In 30 minutes, if you give 3 invalid login attempts, your account will be locked. You have to call to administrator. See, ATM pin when we given the wrong entry 3 times, contact customer care, the message will come. Same like you can configure here account lockout duration. If you give the wrong password 3 times, invalid login attempts, in 30 minutes of time, your account will be locked, contact administrator. Like this here we can give the policies. You can apply audit policy, user rights assignment policy, allow log on locally, administrator can log in, normal users can log in. So like here whatever you want to apply the policies, you can apply the policies. Policies are very important. So normal users cannot change time zone. So if you want to give the permission, right click on the change time zone, right click, properties. So add user. See, only administrator can change the time zone. I want to give the add normal user also to change the time zone. Bharat, I am giving permission to change the time zone. Normally they cannot change. So okay. Okay, now Bharat also can change the time zone. Like that, to whom you want to give which permissions, you can give here. So many policies are there. By default, administrator only can run the policies. Only some of the policies only run by the normal users. So if you want to give any policy for normal users, so you can have the permissions here. Only administrator can change the local policies. Normal users, they cannot change the local policies. So everything, this is in work group environment only. Now I want to make it this server as a domain controller. So before going to configure this server as a domain controller, just I will give the difference between what is work group, what is domain. See, in work group, all computers are peers, one to one. No computer has control over another computer. So every computer can act as a server, every computer can act as a client. No computer can control any other servers. Each computer has a set of user accounts. Just now we created user account. Like that, you can create the user accounts on individual computers. To log on to any computer in the work group, you must have an account on that computer. For example, I created Bharat account. So Bharat can log into this computer. So I have another computer beside my seat. Bharat cannot log into that computer because Bharat account is not there. Okay, like this, normal user in work group environment, if you want to the user log into the particular computers, so you have to create 100 accounts. 100 computers, 100 Bharat accounts I want to create, but it is very difficult. So leave it. There are typically no more than 20 computers in the work group. A work group is not protected by a password. So domain environment directly we can protect it by passwords. Work group we cannot protect. All computers must be on the same local network or subnet. So within the same local network, within the subnet only work group systems will work. But I have a company, my company is Barclays Bank of America. I have a Windows domain environment in India. I have a Windows domain environment, different subnet in US, another branch, another subnet in Australia, another subnet in some other country. I want to make it all the subnets communicate, but workgroup environment cannot support it. That is the reason we are going to enter into the domain environment. What is domain? One or more computers or servers. Network administrators use servers to control the security permissions for all computers on the domain. So as a domain administrator, you can control everything. 100 computers, 500 computers, 1000 computers, 2000 computers, whatever it may be, you can control. This makes it easy to make changes because the changes are automatically made on all computers. For example, I have a domain controller. I have a 500 Windows clients. So your company people ask you, install MS Office on all 500 Windows clients. So some clients are located in US, some clients are located in Australia, some clients are located in India. So I cannot go for Australia, I cannot go for US, I cannot go for the particular branch in India. I cannot install MS Office. It is not possible. But they are giving the time 2 hours time to install all 500 completes. I want to install MS Office. Then you can configure on domain controller. There configure software deployment services. When you configure software deployment services, you can apply for all the computers in the domain. When the users log into the computer, automatically it install MS Office. Not only MS Office, Microsoft SQL Server, Microsoft .NET, whatever the related Microsoft products. If you want to install on bulk of systems, bulk of clients, so you can configure software deployment services. That is possible in domain environment only. Next, domain users must provide a password or other credentials each time they access to the domain. So whenever you are going to log into your domain computer, you must have the password. Otherwise, it will not allow you to log in. So if you have a user account on the domain, you can log on to any computer on the domain without needing an account on that particular computer. Just now I explained workgroup environment. I have to create 100 Bharat accounts. Then he log in tomorrow. Today he log in from first computer. Tomorrow maybe 10th computer. Maybe day after tomorrow 20th computer. So I have to create that much of accounts. But in domain environment, I can create the account on only domain controller. I have 1000 clients. From any 1000 clients, he can go to any system. He can log into the domain. That is, domain users can log on to any computer with needing an account on the computer. There can be thousands of computers in a domain. Just now I told you 500 computers, 1000 computers you can manage by using a single domain controller. These computers can be on different local area networks. One network is in US, one network is in Australia, one network is in India, one network is somewhere elsewhere. So all the networks I can manage sitting from the one location. This is domain environment. So what is Windows domain? So Windows domain is a form of computer network in which all user accounts, computer accounts, printer accounts, security principles, and centralized Active Directory database located on one or more clusters of central computer known as domain controllers. Clusters means, so not only we are going to configure one domain controller, we are going to configure active additional domain controllers also. Because main domain controller is down, what happens? Entire my domain users cannot log into the servers. That is the reason we are going to configure additional domain controllers. So that is Windows domain is nothing but a, you have to simply give the answers in interview. Windows domain is nothing but a collection of computers, user accounts, group accounts, networks, OUs, subnets within a centralized database. That centralized database is nothing but a Active Directory database. Now we are going to see how to configure Windows Server as a domain controller. So up to now we discussed in workgroup environment, how to create new partition, how to create local users, how to create local groups, how to add the user into group, how to add the users into a member of groups, and what are the local security policies. Now local security policies apply for only this computer. Now once you configure domain environment, we can go for domain control policy that is applied for all 500 computers. So your company people told you, so every person cannot get my computer icon, network icon on desktop, so they cannot view that icons. Do it, they will ask the question to as a domain controller. Immediately you can go for the domain controller policy. So go to the policy, hide computer icon, hide network icon, hide recycle bin. If the users log into their desktops, those icons cannot appear. So this type of so many policies we can apply, we are going to discuss in our administration classes. Okay, now our work is now configuration of Windows Server 2016 or 2012, 2019, same procedure, steps will not change. As a domain controller, go to Server Manager. So here, click on Add Roles and Features. So skip this page by default. By default, everything it will come. So no problem. Click Next. Role-based, feature-based installation. Click Next. So select a server from the server pool. So we given Windows server IP address, we are not given. See, we forget to give IP address. 169 came because we are going to check. 169 means that is DHCP IP address. Properties. See, troubleshootings are very important. Immediately have to catch what is the error. So here I given the default gateway. So this default gateway, already my router has same IP address default gateway. That is the reason it's taken from router 1 IP address. Click on OK. Refresh. Now go to back, previous step, role based. Again, we are going to start. Adapter settings. See, if multiple IP address came, the domain control is going to be failed. I'm going to change the IP address 10. Okay. Okay. Roles and features. Next. So once we have to restart it because it's not updating. So once it is become as a domain controller, automatically your local users, local groups are come under into domain users and domain groups, and local security policy also converted into local domains policy, domain control policy, domain policies. So domain policy is different, domain controller policy is different, OU policies different policies will come. We are going to see practically. It's rebooting. See, in Windows, rebootings are regularly we are going to do, but in Linux, no reboot. Starting, stopping the services only. So this is installation part is completed. Here you can set the password. After installation, it will ask the password. Finish. See, whenever your laptop RAM is minimum 8 GB is enough, because we are going to power on 3 machines. Because when practicing domain controller, additional domain controllers, and Windows client, sometimes routing and remote access, 4 servers are required. We have a concept routing and remote access, communicating from private network to public network. One is public server, web server. One is private domain environment server. Between these two servers, software routers. So we are having that concept. So log into the system. Give the password. So automatically add server manager will start. If you will not start, go to start button, click on server manager. Click on start button. Click on server manager. So it's going on. Click on add roles and features. See, not yet available. See, that's process is going on. When it is stopped, then we can click on this. Select role based, feature based. Next. See, now see 192.160.0.10 Win server 1. Click next. Here you can see Active Directory certification services. So check the box Active Directory domain services. Click on add features. You have to select also DNS compulsory. Don't forget. So by default, DNS integrated with our domain. So DNS domain name, domain controller both are same. So they are integrated while installing the Active Directory domain services. These two options we have to select: Active Directory domain services and DNS server. Remaining, once you configure DHCP server, that time we are going to access. So requirement of the configurations, if you want to configure websites, we can configure web server. These will come our classes, next classes. Click next. So next, no changes. By default, see group policy management is selected. Next. Click next. Next. Check the box, restart the destination server automatically if required. So if restart is required, it will restart. Otherwise, it will not restart. Click on install. So now it will add the features, Active Directory domain services and DNS server, group policy management. These are the default services. Remote server administration tools, role administration tools, Active Directory services and local domain services tools, Active Directory modules for PowerShell, domain tools. Like these are the default services. It is going to be start and install. Then you have to promote this server as a domain controller. Meanwhile, I am going to explain some other things. Go to softwares. What are active domain services? See, what is Active Directory domain services? The ADDS database stores information on user identity, computers, groups, services, and resources. Active Directory domain services domain controllers also host the service that authenticates user and computer accounts when they log on to the domain. So now we are configuring this one, Active Directory domain services. What is the purpose of Active Directory? It provides user logon and authentication services using Kerberos protocol. So Kerberos is the authentication key, handshaking challenging handshaking protocol it will use. So interview they will ask the question, which protocol used by Active Directory for logon authentication? Kerberos security, Kerberos protocol. This is related to a CHAP, challenging handshake protocol, to centralize and decentralize the resource management. Centrally organize and manage user accounts, computers, groups, network resources. The purpose of Active Directory: enable authorized users to easily local network services. What is domain? They will ask the question. Domain is a logical grouping of users, computers, and group objects for the purpose of management and security. Creating the initial domain controller in network also creates the domain. You cannot have a domain without at least one domain controller. So first domain controller we are configuring now. After that, we are going to configure child domains, additional domains. That is the next thing. So first domain in the network is nothing but a domain controller. Each domain is identified by a DNS domain name. That is the reason we selected DNS service. What is domain controller? So a domain controller is a server that is configured to store a copy of the ADDS service databases. Now we are installing features. So ntds.dist, this is the database file and a copy of the sysvol folder. So where the Active Directory database information stores, they will ask the question in interview, ntds folder. Where the group policies information stores, sysvol folder. So these things you have to remember. All domain controllers except RODC. RODC means read-only domain controllers. A read-write copy of both NTDS and sysvol folder. What is RODC? We are going to discuss our classes. Remote read-only domain controllers. This is the new features added from Server 2012. So NTDS is the database itself, and the sysvol folder contains the entire template setting of GPOs. Just now I explained. This is the database information stores. This is the group policies information stores. So these things were how the user log into the server. So configuration of Active Directory. After configuration of Active Directory, you can add a client computer to the domain is nothing but a domain client. A computer joined in the domain with client OS system is a domain client. What is member server? They will ask the question. A computer joined in the domain with server OS. So we have client OS, server OS. I am installing 2016 server. Again, one 2016 server I can install. That 16 server also I can add a client as a domain controller. That is called member server. Simply they will ask the questions, what is domain client, what is member server. Domain client means adding a client computer to the domain controller is called domain client. What is member server? Adding a server OS to domain controller is nothing but a member server. So local users and domain users already explained. Local users can log on only local computer. It is on work group model only. Local users can log on to the respective computers. Domain users created an Active Directory database. Domain users use a domain model. Domain users can log on to any computer in the domain. So already I explained all this theoretically. Now we can see it's going on. Now how to log in as a domain user, what are the domain policies. We are going to discuss the topics. I will show you which topics we are going to discuss. So installation of Windows servers, these are some basics. We are going to Active Directory, member server, or client, user management, permissions, profiles, FSRM, file server resource manager, means assigning the quotas and users, what they are doing, how much space they are using, we can restrict. So organization units and distributed file system, logical structure of Active Directory, like main domain controller, additional domain controller, subdomain controllers, what are the roles of Active Directory, what are the group policies, trusted relationship between two servers. For example, tata.com and idea.com. So both are going to start the business combinedly. So Tata is a different domain, idea is a different domain. So you can make the trusted relationship between the domains. So for example, as a Gmail account holder, I am able to send a mail to Yahoo. Yahoo is a different domain, Gmail is a different domain. So within the Gmail domain we can send, but Yahoo also we are sending, Rediff also we are sending, Hotmail also we are sending, and Yahoo people also sending mails to other domains because of trusted relationship between the domains. How to configure that trusted relationship, one-way trust or two-way trusts we are going to discuss, and how to configure RODC. Already I told you, read-only domain controllers, and DHCP server configurations, DNS server setup, and web server setup, FTP server, WDS Windows deployment services, how to install number of Windows operating systems in the network, and routing and remote access. Already I told you, public network, private subnet, how we are going to communicate. So these all will come on the cloud environment. Cloud environment, we have the routing is there, the NATing is there, virtual private cloud. There we are going to create public subnets, private subnets, how to communicate. So everything we are going to learn here only. Then you can easily learn Microsoft Azure, AWS. All the topics, most of the topics will cover here only. So their technical words will change. In cloud environment, technical words will change. So Windows Server backups, these are the syllabus we are going to discuss. Now go to here. it's going to be complete. So feature installation, view installation progress. See here option, promote this server to a domain controller. Promote this server to a domain controller. Click on this. See here options, this is important, don't confuse here. Add a domain controller to an existing domain. See, we don't have any existing domain, not yet. We are in work group environment only. First time in my company's environment, my company is decided to come into the domain environment. My company is a small company. Now we are having only 20 to 30 computers, but we have a big project is there. Now we are entering into the domain environment. First time I am going to configure the domain. So I don't have any existing domain. Leave it. This is not the option. Next, second option, add a new domain to an existing forest. We don't have a domain, we don't have a forest. So forest is nothing but a collection of domains, collection of trees. If you don't have a forest, where is the domains will come? No domain will come. So select add a new forest. So the first domain in the environment, root domain. Now give the domain name. I am giving india.com. India.com. This is my domain controller name. The first domain in the network environment, that is nothing but a root domain. From here, child domains, grandchild domains, the tree structure will come. So this is the tree domain. Next, to click on next. So here forest function level, domain functional level, some option came. So what is this forest functional level? What is domain functional level means? So if you are only using Windows servers in our company, you can go for this forest function level and domain function levels. But if you go for any company, even some companies, they are having Windows 8 servers still running, Windows 12 servers still running, Windows 16 servers still running. And if you only select Windows Server 2016 forest function levels, other domains cannot communicate, you cannot make it communicate with this server edition. That is the reason. Go to previous versions. Windows 2008 to R2 functional level means Windows 2008 servers you can use in the domain. Windows 2012 servers you can use in the domain controller, under domain controller. Windows Server 2016 also you can use in the domain controller. So both you can select Windows Server 2008 to forest functional level and tree domain functional level. So if you select only Windows Server 2016, additional domain controllers, child domain controllers, everything you have to use Windows Server 2016 editions only. But still in our companies we are having 8 servers are running, 12 servers are running, and the latest we are going to use 16 servers also. So both I can combine and run. So select old version onwards. From which version onwards you want to use in the domain environment. Now you can still use 2008, 12, 16. Now password of DSRM. DSRM means directory services restore mode. If your domain controller is not working properly, generally if our server is not working properly, we are going to system maintenance mode. So when you go into system maintenance mode, you can select directory services restore mode. You can troubleshoot your server. Now give the password. Directory services restore mode means like safe mode. So you can go to safe mode, you can select this option, you can troubleshoot your domain controller. In interview they will ask the question, what is DSRM? Directory services restore mode. What is the use of DSRM? Troubleshooting the active directory domain controller. Click next. Next, NetBIOS name. So india.com means domain name. India is the NetBIOS name. See, NetBIOS name India. Next, see, already explained theoretically where the Active Directory database stores, NTDS folder, where the deployment templates and policies, group policies are located, sysvol folder. Interview questions, this is database stores on NTDS. What is sysvol folder, they will ask. So the policies are located. Click next. Next, see, verifying prerequisites for domain. If you do any mistake here, error will come. Otherwise, all the requirements successfully, it will start the configuration of Active Directory database. So see, all prerequisite checks passed successfully. Click install to begin installation. Now click on install. Now it is setting up the Active Directory domain. So like this, you can configure your Windows server as a domain controller. After that, you can add the client into domain. Then the work will start. The concepts will start. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Anybody? Any doubts? Sachin Shinde, do you have any doubts? Nandakumar, Praveen Kumar, Shekhar. So any doubts are there? So after completing, automatically it will reboot. Then you can in intro they will ask you whether this server is a domain controller or not. How to see whether the server is a domain controller or not. We are going to see. Meanwhile, we are going to start the client OS. This is I am powering off. Windows 7, power on the Windows 7. See, the server was successfully configured as a domain controller. You are about to be signed out. The computer is being restarted because of Active Directory domain services was installed or removed. Close. Click on close. It will reboot now. Now you configured a domain controller in your company first time. This is Windows client. So meanwhile, we are going to give an IP address and host name to Windows client. Go to Windows client, right click computer name, properties, change the computer name, change settings, change computer name. So here I am giving the computer name client 1. Click on OK. Now it is in work group only. We are going to add to the domain. OK. Close. Restart later because we are going to assign an IP address also. Adapt settings. Local area connection. Properties. TCP IPv4. So IP address 192.168.0.20 I am giving. Subnet mask Gateways domain server 192.168.0.10. Preferred DNS server server IP 192.168.0.10 domain server. So this is system IP, remaining are domain server IPs. Click on OK. Click on OK. Now restart it. Now go to server side. So first time it will take time because it is going to be set all the domain policies, domain control policies, security policies. So now log into the domain controller. Give the password. See here what came, India administrator. So previously only administrator came, India administration, domain administrator. Give the password. Log into the domain controller. Now go to command prompt, cmd, type the command netspace accounts. Now see what it is showing, computer role primary, means this is the primary domain controller. If it is a secondary domain controller, additional domain controller, secondary will come. These things next we are going to discuss. Interview point of view, how do you know primary domain controller or second? Net accounts command, remember net accounts, it shows whether your computer role primary domain computer role. Now here server manager is opening. Now you can click on the start button. Here you can see Windows administration tools. Click on this. So here you can see Active Directory Administrative Center, Active Directory Domains and Trusts, Active Directory Modules, Active Directory Sites and Services, Active Directory Users and Computers. Previously these are not there. Now we added. Once you configure domain controller, you can check if there is a Active Directory, this server is a Active Directory domain controller. Here also you can check. Otherwise, from computer roles, click on tools. See Active Directory Domain Center, Administration Center, Domains and Trusts, Sites and Services. Click on Active Directory Users and Computers. So now previously we created a user, Bharat, automatically he converted as a domain user. You can check now. See domain controller, expand the domain controller. So here click on users. Now see all the domain users created by system. Now see Bharat. Bharat user automatically created as a domain user. Now if you want to create a domain user, right click on the user. Click on new. new user. See, options are changed. Domain controller, we are in the domain controller now. First name or last name you can give, or else first name I am giving Shiva. Logon name Shiva @ domain name. See, Shiva @ India.com. So next password I am giving Shiva @123. Shiva @123. Uncheck this. User cannot change password. Password never expires. Next. Finish. So password policy not meted. So Shiva @1234. Shiva @1234. Shiva @1234. Minimum password length, password complexity. Okay, user account is created. Now how to add the client as a domain client? Go to the client side, right click on my computer, click on properties, change settings, click on change. Now here select the domain. What is the domain controller name? Domain name India.com. Click on OK. So it will ask the username. Username is administrator. Give the domain administrator password. Windows @123. So adding the client system to the domain controller is nothing but a welcome to the India.com domain. Okay. Must restart the computer. Okay. Close. Restart now. Now this is become as a domain client. So if you add server, same procedure, that is a member server. If you add a client to the domain, this is a domain client. Now the domain user can log on from this computer. Just now we created Shiva. Shiva can log in from this computer to the domain. This is nothing but a centralization of administration. All the users' accounts are located in domain controller. So they can log on from any computer into the domain by using their credentials, username, and passwords.